friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christina. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be a quick walkthrough of how to create your own portfolio site from scratch. If you are an artist or designer, photographer, or anyone who has any type of work that you want to showcase, this is a great video for you to get started with. A quick note before we start is that you are free to choose what makes sense to you or what you're more comfortable with when you're working with these things. You don't have to use any of the programs that we mentioned in here. You can just pick anything that works for you as long as it gets you the result that meets kind of what your needs are. So with that said, let's get started. First things first, today's video is going to talk briefly about Bowie, which is a website builder, and it's basically a website platform where you can build the site in their platform and then publish it directly, so you don't need to find your own hosting. So if you don't want to do something like WordPress where you need to find your own hosting and you need to do all of that by yourself, Bowie is one contained system where you can build your site and then go from there. So if that's something you're interested in, link below for affiliate sign-up links, and yeah, we'll go from here. First thing that you're going to do when you go to design your site is actually think about the goal for the page as well as what you want your users to do when they land on the site. So this is really important because this is going to determine a lot of things, like how you write your content, how you create your content, and how you place different design elements within that page. So some examples for you are that, is there a button that you want your potential visitors to click on to book a call with you? Is there a button that you want them to click on that will send them to another page about a specific campaign that you're working on that's really important to you? Is there a button that they'll click on that will sign them up for an email newsletter that you're creating? So these are all potential actions that your user can take. So you really want to think about your goal and what you want them to do. That's the first step. The next is that you'll want to briefly determine your content sections. Now, as you go to design the site, the content sections will be more obvious, but this is a great time to just get some thoughts going and just brain dump really any content ideas that you might have. Now, a quick note about creating content. If you are short on time or if you just want to get a page up and running really quickly, what you can do is go into a builder like Bowie, go into their template section and check out all the different examples they have. Perhaps you can pick a template that you really like in terms of information and how the content is structured. And then you can use that as a template to create the content. So they'll literally tell you where you should come up with text for what part of the page. So that's an option. Step number 2 is you want to determine your content sections. So what are content sections? They're going to be your about, your product/service, your contact, your portfolio sections, and your hero sections. So your hero section is the most important section of the site because that is going to be the first thing that a user lands on when they come to your page. So you want to make sure that it's very eye-catching, it speaks to them, and that the message there is on point. Then basically the hero will be the part that gets them to scroll down to the next parts of the page, right? So then the next part is probably your product or your service. Then you'll probably have your portfolio section follow that, and this is where your work will be presented. And then maybe following that, you'll have how it works or your process to get to help whatever work you are presenting. And then you might want to include timeline and price if you're selling your work. And at the end, maybe a footer. So these are all some content sections to think about when you are creating the content for your portfolio page. Now, step number 3 is you're going to really think about potential features that you might need. Now, because this is a one-page portfolio site, you don't really need to worry too much about this. I think the most basic one is probably to create a contact form at the end of your page that will allow visitors to email you personally. I have that on my own website for my business because I don't want spam email to come to my inbox. So that's why I have a form that potential clients can kind of fill out, send that to me, and then I'm able to kind of have that integration sift through all the spam and all the good stuff and then send the stuff that I really need to look at to my email box. Now, if you're okay with just having your email out and about and are okay with that, then definitely you can say, hey, email me at info@whatever.com, and then that'll be good. So then you don't even need a form. So yeah, think about things like this. Now, if you are thinking about potentially having social media content be linked to your website, this is a potential integration / feature that you might want to have. So you just want to list out kind of things that you want immediately to decide if a certain platform is good for you. So that's step number 3, listing out your features or integrations that you might need. Number 4 is sketch out your site layout. So this is where we'll refer back to that template that we were talking about. What I did was I went on Bowie.com, I signed up and I logged into the free account, and then I looked at their templates and I figured out which one I liked in terms of structure. Then I recreated the design of the page in a quick wireframe in Adobe XD, which is just a design software. So then from there, what I did was I figured out the content that I want to go into each of these sections. So already in this context, you can see these boxes represent images and maybe the skinny lines represent text. So now you can start to get an idea of what goes where. The next step after you wireframe out or sketch out the layout of the site is you'll want to create the mockup. The mockup is where you're really designing out all the design elements, how everything will look, the fonts, the text. The content is also very important in this part because you want to make sure everything's refined to a point where it's going to look good on the site. Now, nothing is set in stone, so if you don't like it, you can always go back and adjust the content when you're done building the page. But you do want to have the content be solid enough so that it's going to look decently good on the page when you get it up and running. So this is step 5, which is design your page, and you're going to use whatever program that you have. Canva works, Photoshop works, Illustrator works, Adobe XD works, Figma works, and just create your images as well as your graphics so that everything looks exactly the way that you want to. And this can be matching the templates that any of the builders that you're going to end up using will have. And then from there, just export all of your content and specifically the design elements, the graphics, and the images. And then go ahead and plug these into the page builder, whichever you're using again. And then you can go ahead and start to work with the content on the page. So now you're at the building phase. Once you are ready, once everything looks good, you probably want to also check to make sure that your mobile experience looks good. So if you're using something like Bowie, what they do is they really mobile optimize your page for you. So that's probably going to be a lot easier for you versus if you're using a different platform. We do have a different comparison video that talks about specific platforms that you can use to build landing pages, which I think still applies here. So definitely have a look, link below. And yeah, so now that you've built your page on the builder and you like how everything looks, if this is a builder that doesn't require you to buy your own hosting service, then you can go ahead and click save and publish. When you push the page to be in publish mode, basically that means that it is now put out into the world. So congratulations on creating your first website, your portfolio site. It's no easy feat, but you did it. And 2 quick things is, 1, if you are interested in learning more about Bowie, or if you want to see a more in-depth kind of process and demo on how to build your own page on Bowie, please comment below and I'm happy to make one, make a video. And the second one is, if you want to use Bowie, you can sign up at the link below. That's an affiliate link, but it will definitely be better for you in terms of pricing. And so with that, thank you so much for watching today, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.